This is the aeroplane which is the RAF's workhorse.
It was designed to fly at low level, at high speed, at night to penetrate the enemy's air defences. Its design for doing that was brilliant. To be in, it was a great aircraft. To be a navigator, it was a great aircraft. Even back in the 80s, it was a great aircraft.
Built to fight a nuclear war, upgraded to take on the Taliban and Islamic State, backbone of the RAF for a third of its entire existence. This is the Tornado. Designed by British, German and Italian engineers, this multi-role combat fighter made its name in the First Gulf War. With its swing-wing design, laser-guided weaponry and fly-by-wire flight control, it has been a force to be reckoned with for almost 40 years. The RAF has been heavily reliant on the Tornado since it entered service in 1980.
This is the Panavia Tornado, GR1B, which changed into the GR4, still in service today, and capable of dealing with any targets on the ground that the RAF is called to deal with. It's a very flexible aircraft. This is an early version, this is the GR1B, but its successor, the GR4, is still in service today. So it's ideal, it's capable of a great deal of development, but it was pretty good right from the start.
So what does it offer? The aircraft has three primary variants: air-to-ground attack, reconnaissance, and air defence combat. The ground attack version was the first European military aircraft to use fly-by-wire flight controls. It is powered by two Rolls-Royce turbofan engines, which means it's fast and can reach a maximum speed of 1.3 Mach. And to operate with greater effectiveness, it utilises one particular design feature.
The wings at the moment are folded back, so it's as for high-speed flight. And that gives it a very narrow profile, very small frontal area, so less drag. But when you come in for takeoff and landing, you want maximum amount of lift, and you can sacrifice performance for that, high-speed performance. So the wings are activated, will come out to the side, the pilot controls them. It's all clever stuff, and that will give you the capability to land and take off on a relatively short runway.
In the 1980s, the Tornado was to play a vital role in the RAF's response in any conflict with the Soviet Union.
It was all about the Cold War, and the way that the Cold War was going to be fought was the first couple of days was going to be going and interdicting the enemy airfields, so flying in with JP-233, massive weapons to drop hundreds of mines, bomblets to destroy runways. So the initial stages of the conflict would be about attacking the enemy airfields. Then it would be about attacking the enemy as they massed coming across what would then have been, of course, the East German border, no longer exists. And then, because we knew it would go this way, it was about tactical nuclear strikes. And then, if all else failed, full-out nuclear conflict.
Although its original mission was conceived during the Cold War, it has adapted to new threats. The aircraft proved vital in Kosovo, both wars in Iraq, Afghanistan, and the toppling of Colonel Gaddafi in Libya. They were recently deployed against ISIS fighters in Syria and Iraq. And when the Syrian regime were accused of using chemical weapons, RAF Tornadoes destroyed its military installations with Storm Shadow cruise missiles. Despite its defensive capabilities, however, these missions weren't without their risk for its air crews.
Although aircraft now, like the Tornado, are very capable, very competent, and aircrew are highly trained, a fighting airman is still a vulnerable position, and things do and can go wrong. On
the first day of the Gulf War, the 17th of January 1991, myself and my pilot John Peters was flying, 600 miles an hour, 540 knots, something like that, 30 feet. And we thought we were safe, thought we were heading away from danger, thought we were on our way home, we're out of the danger zone. And suddenly there's a massive explosion. And it transpired, we never saw it coming, and again, the defensive systems weren't there to tell us. A heat-seeking surface-to-air missile hits the back of the aircraft, and it was like being hit by an express train. And I survived that shooting down because of the tornado. It was a massive piece of equipment. It was a hardy, sturdy beast. It took a hell of a beating. It was on fire. The wings were on fire. The ammunition was cooking off. The flames were coming around. And you know what? That old bird was still flying. And it was heading home. And do you know what? We could have stayed in it perhaps a bit longer. We didn't know. That aircraft was on its way home. It was still flying, despite almost every piece of equipment, every piece of flying control being burnt out. It was still flying.
For 4 decades, the Tornado has been at the front line of RAF operations and missions. This dependable workhorse has proved itself to be one of the world's most capable fast jets. For historians and aircrew alike, it marks the high point of the multi-role aircraft.
It's been in service for such a long time and been in the front line for a long time and still capable of doing the job. So that, I think, alone makes it an icon. But also, of course, it was at the forefront of the development of swing wing technology. So that was an important step forward in its day for the way in which military aircraft could perform. The air defence of this country is in the hands of the Royal Air Force. Aeroplanes like the Tornado have been instrumental in carrying that out in the past.
It's just such a wonderful, stable, easy aircraft to be flying in. It was an amazing aircraft. It did exactly what was expected of it, and it did it better than anybody ever thought was possible. If I had one more flight, the last before I die, I think I'd go for the Tornado again. I'd love to go and have another blast around. It was an integral part of my life.